As humans, we often need praise or reaffirmation, even if we are completely soft pieces of shit 80% of the time. And HX Outdoors understands that if other people won't do it, how about they just write the word mercenaries and tactical on the side of the blade, as if you could be dropped in the middle of nature with only a Tanto Blade and somehow actually survive more than 24 hours. So let's look at the dimensions of the D-165 Mercenaries fixed-bladed khaki. Named so because people literally buy anything, like the overall length and weight. With and without the sheath. Blade size and cutting edge, or I guess edges, and no, I'm not going to measure each one. Handle size, grip area. Ooh, how about the spine thickness and the handle thickness? And how about some side dimensions if you're one of those people who like asking for them if I don't include them? The D165 has a Tanto blade made from D2. It's pretty stout, well, really stout, and has quite a few grinds, presumably because each one makes it look more tactical. The 3 edges are uncoated, and each one of the 3 has a flat grind. But at least it's not 4 edges, though, because that would be excessive. Tanto blades are known for their toughness all the way to the tip, and they also have the unique ability to encourage YouTubers to treat knives in ways they aren't meant to be treated. This one has some really thick ridges up top. Now, I don't know at what point it ceases to be called jimping, but this might be the limit. If you like to keep your thumb from slipping, by hard metal digging into your hand, I guess it's a good place to rest your thumb. The handle. And who said jimping was just for blade spines and traction? Sometimes it's for handles, too. The handle fit my hand well, and is kept firmly into place by all the jimping and ridges people have come to associate with the tactical lifestyle. Which reminds me, I need to find a tactical life sticker for my CRV. The handle scales covering the full tang are made from G10 that would have probably provided enough grip without all the ridges, but it wouldn't look nearly as impressive in those glass cases in a police department where they collect weapons from all the people they arrest. You also have that hole in the back to accessorize with a lanyard sculpture. And I know it sounds counterintuitive to everything the internet tells us about knives, but the less busy a handle oftentimes, the more comfortable the knife is to use. The sheath. The sheath is pretty similar to that survival knife I reviewed a few years ago now. As in, it's a Kydex sheath that can be mounted to a clip, and the clip has a button release system that rides high, much like your least favorite pair of underwear. I like sheaths that dangle lower, and you might think it would be a good vertical mount, but I found the knife is so heavy I wouldn't trust it, because the Kydex holds the blade in with friction. Now, the reason it rides so high is because the holes don't really line up on the Kydex sheath part with the clip very well, and that's kind of the only place to mount it. Let's compare it to a few other blades. First, the Moschus Tanto I reviewed a few weeks ago, because I don't know if you knew this or not, but I'm a member of the Tanto of the Month Club. This is much more comfortable of a knife, with tasteful logos and no unnecessary ridges. Oh, and the quality leather sheath actually works well and doesn't ride too high. The Moschus is also lighter, with a much larger blade. Not lighter by a whole lot, but a little bit. This knife costs about $80 and the HX Outdoors costs about $50. Both D2 steel, allegedly. Okay, one more I like. The Van de Gaulle Rover. Probably my favorite reasonably sized outdoor fixed blade knife that also looks like a steak knife. If a dude hypothetically needed a knife for real outdoor stuff, and not some once-in-a-lifetime fantasy tactical bullshit, then this is an excellent choice. I love the sheath, the length, and most everything about it. It's about $40 and you have to kind of import it in a weird way. Not like smuggle it in a body cavity, like that weird of a way, but like you gotta submit an order and they gotta, you know what, never mind. Okay, now, so if I understand correctly, Tantos are popular because they're thick. I think. And since this thing is like a small, heavy, compact hand axe, but nowhere near as comfortable and, heavy where it needs it to be, well, let's see how it holds up to prying and chopping. Now, I know Tantos are made for special types of dudes. I think even those dudes, and a YouTube knife video artist like myself, can agree that handles should be comfortable. Maybe if you only take your knife out to stab something occasionally, like an extremely tactical mine might do. The bumps and ridges may give you that extra friction, maybe. I don't know. I'm sort of going into a part of knife theory where I'm a little out of my element. If this knife kept the same handle shape, but made it smoother, that would be great. Okay, actually, you know what? I did sand it down a little bit and it's more comfortable. Also, the blade is kind of stubby for larger batoning, even though the blade is built for it, so really small hard logs might be the best type of wood. The 3 3/4 inch cutting edge for an over 12 ounce knife, well, if the Moscas can do it with less weight and a 6-inch cutting edge, why not this one? Now, after all of that talking and feeling like as I was chopping and once I got past the rotten wood, I was going to break the tip, but I didn't. It isn't bent either, although it isn't as sharp up there as the other edges. The rest of the blade seems to hold its edge well for whatever you're, giving it a thumbs down for here. So if you like this sort of video and want to support my channel, you can buy it through the link below from GearBest. Hoomt provided this special knife for review. Even if you don't do that, subscribe, comment, give it a thumbs up, and share this with your friends and family and those you share extremely tactical relationships with. Thanks for watching.